Hello, welcome back to the Watford Way. Before this video gets started, don't forget to hit subscribe down below.
Kwadwo, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. It's been a while since we've heard from you publicly since your injury. So how have things been personally with yourself? And talk to me a bit about kind of the recovery process and how that's been for you.
Yeah, to be fair, the rehab went smoothly. I expected this was the expectation for me to come back for the Plymouth game. So yeah, did everything good. The first couple of weeks, just been in the gym rehab, and then the last 4 weeks I've just been out on the pitch, getting my fitness back and training patterns back, everything. So yeah, it's been going smoothly.
And is the expectation still that you will be back for the game at Vicarage Road this weekend, or do you reckon that will maybe prolong into the next game?
It all depends on the physios and plebs. Whatever decision they make, I'm on board with. Um, the plan, was to come back for the Plymouth game, but you never know what could happen. Like we'll see.
As a player who is quite explosive in the way you play, we know you like to run at people at every opportunity. Are picking up injuries like the one you picked up against Preston to be expected for a player like you? Or as an athlete, are there things you can do preventative wise to stop these things happening again in the future?
Yeah, I think as an experienced player like me, it's quite normal to be having muscle injuries. But yeah, obviously there are stuff to prevent it, like recovery wise, resting a lot, getting massages in, but sometimes it can never go your way. Sometimes things like this happen. So I'll just try and take on board with obviously my past injuries and stuff and try and improve everything.
Did having the likes of Dan Batman, Joimo, and Kevin Caben in the recovery room with you help? Because they were kind of all out at a similar time to you. So it must have been obviously unfortunate for them, but nice to have them kind of recovering alongside you.
Yeah, you don't always want to recover by yourself. So to have a few faces in the gym with me um, pushed me on. So yeah, it was good to have them recovering with me and training with them. It was also good.
I want to kind of switch the focus now to your youth and early career. You were at Palace for 4 years before moving to Kinetic Foundation. And as part of my research for our chat today, I actually spoke to someone who I think you know quite well, Harry Hudson, co-founder
Yeah,
of Kinetic.
yeah,
I had a phone call with him actually because I wanted to get the lowdown on what a young Kwadwo Baah was like, and I
yeah.
wrote down some stuff he said. He said you were very confident, very humble, had a bit of arrogance about you. You always wanted to play against the higher age groups. What was what was it like firstly at Palace? And compare that to your time at Kinetic, because Harry said you really thrived in the environment, in like the environment Kinetic created.
Yeah. So obviously, starting my time at Palace at the age of 10. Palace was actually it was fun because it was near my area, so a couple of my friends played for the team. Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed my time at Palace, but sadly it came to an end when I was 14. Um, and then I got picked up by Kinetic at the time. Harry and Callum told me to come in, and they have a similar environment to an academy environment because most of them have been in the coaching around academy stuff. So all the training and programs were basically like academy, and it was very enjoyable. They really told me just go out there, play as much games as I can, and enjoy myself. And that's what I took on board.
And did they help you secure that move to Rochdale? Was that kind of them assisting you in getting that move?
Yeah, so what can they do that's good is they take kids from academy that have been released and they showcase them to other clubs. So that's how Rochdale came in to watch one of our games and they were interested.
So after Rochdale, you eventually secured a move to Watford. I think there was some rumours online that you were close to signing a deal with Man City as well, but you ended up at the mighty Hornets, Kwadwo, which is great to see. Did that
Yeah,
Watford move for you come
yeah.
slightly too early in your career, perhaps? Because of course you then went on loan to Dusseldorf in Germany and Burton Albion as well.
I think, to be fair, I think it was the perfect time for me to make that move because of my age. I think I was 18, but maybe going to a Premier League club at the time where Watford were wasn't the best move, but it definitely did help me because we had Premier League standards around me, so it made me quickly adapt and change the way I train and play. But even though it wasn't the greatest start for me, sometimes you do have to take accountability as a player. Maybe I wasn't more focused. Maybe my attitude wasn't the greatest. But I think all you have to do is just be patient. And the patience paid off.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, Kwadwo. And actually turning the focus now to the current set of youth players, the under 18s, who, in my opinion, they're probably the best set we've had for many years at Watford. I think you attended one of the Youth Cup games actually with the rest of the first team
Yeah.
squad and Tom Cleverley. Of course, they have a semi-final against Manchester City coming up, which tickets are still available for, I believe. If you could give one piece of advice to the under-18s for that semi-final, what would it be? You train with some of them, of course, on a daily basis as well.
Just go out there and be confident. Like, you really got nothing to lose. I think Man City is just a name. They're not playing the first team, they're just playing the younger age groups. They're Man City, so I think they could possibly be better than them. All they have to go out there and show belief.
You signed for Watford back in 2021. As you mentioned, you were made to wait quite a long time for your first appearance. How good was it to be involved, from your perspective, heavily in pre-season, make your debut and score against MK Dons? That must have been quite a special moment for you, having to wait. Well, it was up to about 3 years at that point.
3 years, yeah. Yeah, it was good. Really. The time Cleverly got appointed manager, I was really happy because obviously I was with Cleverly with my first year when I was here, so it was good. So me and Cleverly had that bond, that connection. So for him to give me that chance, he already knows I'm always grateful for the opportunity that he's given me, and yeah, it was a good moment for my friends and family and especially for me to make my debut and obviously score my debut. So yeah, it was great.
There's one moment in particular this season I want to talk about, and that is your disallowed goal against Manchester City.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me, KB, about that, because I was watching the game from home and I was so frustrated at the officials after they disallowed that. We see Haaland do stuff like that week in, week out at City. You did the same thing, shoulder to shoulder, fair challenge. And yeah, they disallowed it. Did you speak to the officials after that game to kind of get their view on that decision?
Yeah, I asked the official in the tunnel if he really believed that it was a foul, and he just smiled at me and just nodded his head. But I know deep down he didn't think it was a foul. But yeah, Haaland does do it most of every game that he plays. But I reckon it got disallowed because the guy was up against was 16. So you know what I mean. So like if it was against like someone like Ruben Diaz or Stones, then
Yeah.
probably would have stood. But he was a little kid, so understandable.
Yeah, it was so disappointing as well because obviously Tommy scored that worldie at the end, and yeah, if your goal had been given, it could have been such a different game.
Yeah.
You talked about Cleverly earlier. I mean, everyone at the club, the media team, staff, players like yourself, they all speak so highly of him. What's he like to work with, both as a coach on the training ground, but also as a person off the pitch as well?
Yeah, Kirby is really great with everyone. Because he was a former player, he kind of has the understanding of the players as well. So everyone really gets along with him. Obviously, he's new to the job, so most things are new to him. But I think he's doing a fantastic job. Given that the position we're in and the squad that we have, I think he's doing great. Everyone goes out there and tries the best to fight for him. Not for themselves, but for Clevs as well and the team around Clevs. So yeah, everyone enjoys Clevs being the manager.
Love that. Fans were quite disappointed after the Oxford United game just before the international break, Kwadwo. We believe as fans the playoffs are probably just out of our grasp now, but as players internally and as staff as well, do you think that the playoffs, with the last 7 or 8 games, are still an achievable goal for Watford to get?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an achievable goal. I think we're only 5 points away from playoffs, and the teams in and around playoffs we still need to play. So I think if we put our head down and dig deep, I think we could easily get playoffs. With obviously that the players that we've got, we can easily achieve it. But it's just if we want it enough, and I think the players do want it, so we'll try and fight for it as best as we can.
Superb stuff. Now, we've got to talk briefly, Kwadwo, about the Portsmouth game. You probably expected me to bring this up. It was a great result for Watford. Of course, Rocco Baah scoring the winner just after Christmas. I was going mental in the stands. I was pure limbs, I can assure you.
Yeah.
But you stole the headlines after the game, maybe for slightly different reasons. Of course, you had quite a controversial penalty call during the game anyway. Talk to me about your antics afterwards. Were they brought on by anything in particular by the Pompey fans, or actually were you just delighted that Watford had won in the last minute and wanted to let out your celebrations?
Yeah, obviously, they were giving it a bit during the game, which I'm not against it because it's part of football, it's part of the game, and I quite enjoy fans giving it to the players a bit, but um, I feel like if fans give it to the players, I think the players should be able to give it back to the fans, even though we are professional, but we do have personalities, and I think. Um, that was I think because we won, I was just a bit too excited. But it's with the most respect for Pompey and the fans. I think it's just a bit of banter. Maybe got out of hand, but yeah, like I think Pompey's a great team. I played at Fratton Park, but this was lockdown days. Great stadium, great history. But I think some of the fans are taking it a bit too personal. I think it's just I like to joke about it a bit. I think it was just a bit of banter.
Yeah, exactly. Did people read too much into it then, in your opinion, potentially? Because, the
Yeah,
reaction that
like
I
it's
saw on social media was mental.
yeah. For me, I think it's just football. Like you just gotta cheer up a bit, and if you give it, you should be able to take it. In my books, I think they're reading too much into it. It's literally just football. So yeah.
We've seen a few Watford players get international call-ups for the first time this season. Ngakia, Rocco, James Abankwah, they've all been called up to their senior international teams for the first time, which I think is great to see. Do you have any international aspirations, Kwadwo? Because, as I said earlier, I spoke to Harry, who's used to work with at Kinetic, and he said you really enjoyed your time with the Germany under 19s. Obviously, you're eligible for Ghana through your parents, I believe, in
Yeah.
England as well. Is that something you'd like to tick off at some point in your professional career?
Yeah, I think every young footballer is trying to become a footballer wants to play international for the country. Um, I do have three options, and I haven't really made my decision on that. I think it'll come soon, but obviously my ambition is to try my best to get into the 2026 World Cup with either Germany, Ghana, or England. So if the opportunity comes, then I'll be happy with that.
And lastly, Kwadwo, we're going to end on some quick fire questions. So short answers only. Are you ready to go?
Yeah,
Okay. EAFC or Football Manager?
EAFC.
Are you decent at the game? Do you rate yourself?
I'm all right, to be fair. I've stopped playing it, but I'm all right.
Okay. Are you up there in terms of like the best player in the Watford squad, do you reckon?
Yeah, but yeah, I think top
Okay,
five.
cool.
I could be
I like that. I like that you rate yourself. Home games or away games?
home games.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Okay, correct answer.
Yeah.
Best player you've come up against could be a fullback, defender, midfielder, or another attacker.
Best player. Come against. That's a difficult one. I'm trying to think. Tanaka. Lee.
Snaka, okay, yeah. I'll tell you what, he was bloody quality against us, I've got to say. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fair shout. What's your go-to post-match cheat meal? Let's say you've ran 12K, you're knackered, you get home, are you ordering a cheeky Nando's, Kwadwo? What are you getting?
To be fair, they love to give us after the game. They give us pizza, so I think that'll be my
Do you
go-to.
they? Do they order in like a Domino's or something, do they?
Yeah. Barbecue
nice.
based. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, nice. Worst fashion sense in the Watford squad. You've got to give an answer for this one. You can't get round it, I'm afraid.
I think James
Abanqua, James Morris.
Morris.
Oh, James Morris. Okay. Oh, it's going to call you out for that one. Where do you rate yourself? Because I'll tell you what, Watford posts like you guys coming into training, and I have to say your fits sometimes are absolute quality. So do you rate yourself quite highly in terms of fashion?
And the score definitely highly. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and last but not least, favourite moment at the club so far? Is it a favourite goal, favourite penalty won, a favourite assist? What's been your best Watford moment so far?
Personally wise, obviously getting my first goal against Middlesbrough, but in terms of overall, I think Rocker getting the winner against Portsmouth.
Okay. I'm sure the Portsmouth fans will love to hear that. Kwadwo, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And don't be late to training because I don't want you picking up a fine from Tom for speaking with me today. So I appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks, Kwadwo.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.